Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gerald's channel. Welcome back. It's been quite a long time, and I want to apologize for that. I haven't been recording or doing anything in I think 2 years. Just about 2 years. I don't have much of an excuse other than the fact I didn't have a PC or a computer at all, for that matter, to really do anything. I legitimately just fell off, you know. I don't know. I mean, when's the last time I posted a video? A real one. Legitimately mean that we were sometimes doing videos and actually sometimes doing stuff. And we even didn't even get to do that very much because Jeremy, I don't know if I can say his last name, but he's a League player, and as we know, I have one League video on my channel. That's not exactly, you know, freaking amazing, but decent editing, not the best editing work I've ever done. But really, I just kind of have an itch to get back into doing stuff and doing editing. I've been doing some voice work. I'll put Jeremy's link in the description because as soon as he starts getting streaming again and doing some more, I'm gonna edit his videos. So, but I'll put his Twitch in the description so y'all can go give him a check out for me. But yeah, I just wanted to get back into the game. I know that probably there's very few of you left, if any, besides some of my close friends that do watch my content. But a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed over the course of 2 years for me. I became a lot more open about some of the things that were messing with me and were really getting to me. Just personally, I had a bunch of personal battles that were really, really big issues for me. And so, yeah, but I got over them, and now here I am. I wanted to get back into it. So that's why I thought, what better game to play than Binding of Isaac. Legitimately not even really worth getting into, but it's easy, it's not hard. It's the only thing that I can get on bootcamp to work so far, because I do not have a lot of processing power on my PC. But I was thinking that because I haven't played in a very, very long time, we're gonna go with a Zazel run. And don't get mad at me, but gonna be playing on normal. I haven't played this game in a very long time, for real. Nice drop. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to use it as, again, a time to talk about like what's been going on with me, what's been happening in my life, and just everything that's been kind of affecting me. I've been having some issues mentally that took a while to get over, and so it cost me a lot in my life. Not as bad as you would imagine. It's not like, oh, the world's coming down, but it did cause a lot of pain in my life, and yeah, it took a while to get over. I eventually did no, I don't want Steam updates to drop open. They're cool. I eventually did get over a lot of those things. Just, you know, the basic things, stress, anxiety, depression, and yeah, a lot of self-doubt in what I was doing and where I was going. With college right around the corner, I was just freaking out about a bunch of stuff, and it took me a while to realize that I needed to take a break and calm down. Really just breathe and I reassess what I am, who I'm doing, or who I am, what I'm doing, and just kind of get back into the grind of being a person again. And so I did, and I'm really happy I did. In the meantime, got a beautiful, beautiful girlfriend that loves me and supports me and is awesome. If you really do want to know, if it's anyone out there that does care. And she's awesome. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. basically is my rock. And so, yeah, it's funny because I actually started dating her as soon as I got out of doing YouTube. So, but no, she's one of the reasons I'm even saying right now. So I really do appreciate everything that she's done for me. That's just a quick bit of an update. I know I feel flexing on y'all. Like, I probably should be flexing on you, whoever is there. But no, I don't know. I was working a lot on the SaltFault for a while. We were doing a lot of really good stuff. We were constant every 2-day upload for a while. On a bunch of stuff. We had a podcast going that was really, really sick. We're planning on getting it back together, but Lexi has to edit it because I was supposed to edit it. Speaking of Lexi is Alex. Alex had some stuff happen in his life and had some decisions that he made. And if you want to go talk to him about it, go talk to him about it. He's a lot more comfortable talking about it now. And refer to him however you will please. But yeah, I support him in a lot of ways and everything that he does. I love him, and that's it. I mean, I'm not gonna hate him just because of differences in what we believe. That's just a douchebag move, and that's not who I am. But yeah, so that's just if you were kind of confused on why I said Lexi. But yeah, so has to edit that video, and then that'll be out, and you can go check out that content too if you'd like to. I legit think it's pretty good. Terrible, but I'll take it anyways. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've just been doing a lot of that stuff. I was getting into League way more than I ever have before. Like, I played League back then, but now I play League, you know, which is bad because League's a bad game, but you know, it's all good. And I plan a little bit on coming back to this channel in a different light. It's not gonna, don't be excited for daily uploads because that's not what it's gonna be. I can't do daily uploads. I'm not good enough for that. But what I can do is at least get a video out a week. Depending on if I get access to certain games or whatnot at certain times. Right now I have very, very limited access on this computer to any kind of games and recording possibilities. So for a while it might just be a lot of Binding of Isaac videos until I have the ability to actually get to get all of it up and running, because the biggest issue is that I'm running on Boot Camp on a Mac. And not only that, it's a Mac with a 2.2 gigahertz processor, because I got duped into paying a lot of money for a MacBook that did not have a good processor. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to do all this stuff and do some creative work. Should I get a processor that's good too? And if I had spent the extra $200, I could have completely decked it out, at least made it somewhat decent. I mean, it's got 16 gigs of RAM, but that's not even a whole lot in terms of like what I want. And so I really should have just gone at it, you know, and gone all in terms of things that I really needed to get. And so I didn't, and I paid for it. Paid a lot of money for this stupid thing that doesn't, you know, help me tremendously. I still think it's a great computer for certain things, creative-wise. And I will be editing on the Mac side, but recording does not work on a Mac, ever. Like, unless you have heavily decked out. Like, for example, Lexi has a heavily decked out Mac, like big, I think maybe 64 gigs of RAM, 3.4 gigahertz processor, 3.5 gigahertz processor, the works, right? Like a bunch of other things on it, that like a good graphics card, you know, all that good stuff, and yet it still struggles more than a $400 PC would at recording a game. And that's just the nature of how those machines work. I'm not gonna explore everything. It's how it works out, you know. The nature of those machines is that they're not meant to be you know, the greatest recording machines on the planet. They're meant to be creative creative sites for, you know, if you want to do some artwork or things like that, which I do plan on doing and have been doing. But it's not meant for like what I'm doing, which is recording the PC. And why not? So yeah, it's just been an interesting ride and trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And the reason why I stopped even posting videos at all, I think I might have explained it in my prior video that I posted, is that my PC died. You know, he gone. You know, he gone. And so that just made it a very, very interesting time. And I was honestly starting to get kind of decent at editing what I wanted to edit, how I wanted to edit it. You know, this was back when I played Stick Fight. The Stick Fight videos were really, really fun for me. I enjoyed it. Chaos. And so I legitimately was like, you know what? That's not what I wanted. You know, I legitimately wanted to kind of focus on doing that and focus on getting my YouTube working, and, you know, not as a career choice. When I was a kid, I used to be like, oh, I want to do it as a career, you know? And that's all well and dandy, but if you're anyone who has a brain, you realize that the market is super oversaturated. It's really hard to get into YouTube because of that fact. But I realized also that it's a way for me to creatively express myself, and I love video editing. I enjoy it so much. It just makes me really happy. And so it is what I thoroughly enjoy. It makes me happy, and it gives me a creative outlet for me to use my skills and my talents and express them in a way that I can't do normally, which now the fact that there's a huge quarantine going on, I can't do theater, can't do any of that stuff where I would normally express my creative talents. And so I've been cooped up with nada to do, and it's legitimately driving me insane. Like, I'm freaking out half the time and I don't know what to do. So I was like, you know what the heck, why not get back into it? And so that's why I did. That's why I'm here. I keep saying I don't know why I keep saying I'm good at school, but I was just here. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this right now. God dang it. And what I want to do is not just, you know, let me open the tab. Where's the HUD? Do I not have HUD unlocked on this? Why not? You know, I want to legitimately get good at editing, and so all of my videos will in fact be edited. Not heavily edited, but they all will have some form of editing to them. You know, my own personal style of editing that I think is good and I enjoy doing. And it'll be something that, I don't know, I think is pretty good. And so that's why I'm doing it, you know? And I do really, really enjoy editing the way I do. Please. I died. Right, square one. And so yeah, that's why I am where I am. Still heavily enjoy recording, still heavily enjoy doing all this stuff. It's just now I have more the ability and the want to get it done. And so this video might not be as heavily edited as all the others, just due to the fact that it's more of an update talk video. I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna finish the run before I quit it. But it just seemed appropriate. I don't know, I play a lot of Binding of Isaac, or I used to, and it is what started my channel, like quite literally, and then I never kept up with it, which I should have. I would have had so many updates. And no one plays it either anymore, so that's a little funny thing for me, is just the fact that it's not a very well-played game, but I don't really care anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I will be playing some popular games on this channel once I can get some stuff working, and I'm working on possibly getting a new PC, you know? But for example, Valorant, I don't know if you heard of it. Like, it's the most streamed game on the planet right now, but it is a wonderful, wonderful creation. That is what CSGO should have been, in terms of like playability, fun, and interchangeability. You know, it's League, not League. It's made by Riot Games. So if you don't know, Riot Games are the guys that made Riot Games are the guys that made that brings me back to the start. Made League. And so League is a very fun MOBA that's good, but also makes you want to die. And so, oh my gosh, stop taking me back. And so they decided, hey, we've been on the market for this for a very long time. Why don't we try shooters? And they did, and they made a shooter that's basically, imagine, okay. Imagine that this is Overwatch and this League. Or Overwatch and CS, right? Overwatch and CSGO, right? And just magic. And there you have it. There you have what Valorant is. I keep calling it Valorant. And so I tried to get my hands on a beta key, closed beta access key. Didn't work so well. And so I don't have an access key, but really would love to play it. So as soon as it comes out, in about a month and a half for the, I think it'll be the open beta then, so everyone can play. As soon as that comes out, I will in fact be playing it and recording it for funny moments. And those will be the more heavily edited videos that I do. And so that will be my main, probably one of my main games from then. I'm gonna have to find a way to really get a lot of more power into this system of recording. And if I can get a PC, that would make my life about 10 to 15 times easier. So that's what I'm hoping to do. Get a PC somehow, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to at least build one soon-ish, relatively. By the time Valorant comes out, I should be able to do that. And if I can, make me a very happy camper. I don't know if I will be able to, but I will definitely try, because that would, again, make me very, very happy. You expect to see a lot more content with some of your old favorites, you know. Actually, I don't think I ever played with Rami a whole lot on this channel. You'll see Rami, you'll see a lot more Rami, you'll see a lot more Lexi, you'll see a lot more maybe Keaton, I'm not sure. And you'll definitely see a lot more of some specific people that I do know. I ran into it. But yeah, I'll be working heavily on making my channel something that I can appreciate and say that I did well, you know, something that I can be like, this is my channel, this is what I want to do with it. And it's just something that I expect to have fun. And so, but you never know with what's going on. And also, I don't plan to make my channel legitimately Northern Lion 2, you know, like I'm not just going to be playing Binding of Isaac only and talking in a monotone voice while describing my life and what happened and old movie references, even though I did go visit my girlfriend recently before this whole disease, virus thing got big. Before that thing got big, and I almost got trapped in Oklahoma. Yeah, I was taking the whole border thing quite serious, you know, in terms of like stay at home, acts, don't leave, stay where you are, kind of thing. And so I legit virus home. Luckily that wasn't the case, and now here I am. But yeah, school's been going on, and so that's kind of been getting at me. But no, when I was there, I saw the entire Back to the Future trilogy in about 2 days time, and that really spoke to me on a personal level. You know, it really drove me to realize who I am definitively as a person. I don't know where I'm going with this. No, I really enjoyed Scapular, are you kidding me? I really enjoyed watching them because I thought they were gonna be bad. I watched about 8 movies in the span of a week, which is way more than I ever do, and I didn't think I was gonna enjoy them, but I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I would. You know, you got Marty McFly, you got your typical movie plot. You know, bad guy, good guy, bad guy saves the girl, or good guy saves the girl, and then everything's all well and dandy. You know, really just your typical romantic comedy. You know, people are gonna really hate me for that. No, I legit thought it was a decent movie. It had some good concepts to it. It was very interesting. I loved Doc's acting. Like, I legitimately thought he was a very good actor. A lot of people say that, you know, Doc isn't exactly like, or not Doc. They'll say that Back to the Future's some of its biggest issues were the fact that it didn't have the best acting in the world. And I don't think that's true. I think the plot's a little interesting. I don't know, isn't exactly the most wonderful plot ever made. I mean, it's no like surprise to that, but I think the acting was far more phenomenal than I was expecting, because I came in with low expectations and came out with much higher results. So I was happy about that. You know, I especially thought the third one was an interesting movie. I was a little upset by the discrepancies between, you know, time quandaries and whatnot. I personally don't find myself a theoretical scientist, but I do know a thing or two about theories in theoretical physics, just a little bit, not a whole lot. And so it really I was just having questions, you know, lots and lots of questions on what the heck was going on, and it really taught me things. It really did teach me to understand and decode what the heck was going on in that movie, because I had no freaking clue. That movie was like that movie was a wonder all on its own, right? In terms of like confusion, it was pretty damn good. I mean, not like, I don't know, there was just some things that I was just like, how is that? No, like, no, that's not how that works, Joel. But I ended up enjoying it. I ended up thoroughly wanting to continue to watch the series and watch the movie, and finished it with me and my girlfriend. Got that. Snipe me, why don't you? And so that really was just a fun time. Afterwards, we proceeded to continue watching things. Finally watched Frozen 2, which was good. I didn't... You know, the funny thing is that I didn't want to watch it at the time because I knew that I would get into it, and I didn't want to get into it, but my girlfriend convinced me to watch it, so I watched it, and I thought it was a decent film. It was a good movie. A lot easier to understand plot, you know, compared to Back to the Future 1 and 2. 2 was really confusing. I do gotta say though, whenever Michael J. Fox's character punches Biff in the face, I have to say that made me quite happy. I wasn't just pleasantly surprised, I was legitimately happy, you know, because like I, like any other law-abiding citizen, do appreciate it whenever justice is in fact served. And I will tell you, on that day, justice was in fact served. And so it's one of the most iconic bully punch scenes, because let's face it, it's no fun to think about somebody possibly being sexually assaulted and to see a wimp, not Michael J. Fox, excuse me, Michael J. Fox's father's character in the movie, to see a wimp punch the crap out of a bully that is potentially going to harm his wife-to-be is a very, very enjoyable thing to watch. Like, yo, dude, like, that's legitimately sick to watch. I was happy to watch that. It made me really, really like, I was like, yeah. I was fairly excited about it. Ooh, it's giving me the choice between permanent spirit. I have enough spirit hearts, but that's Little Delirium. You don't leave Little Delirium just kind of lying there. Like, Little Delirium is legitimately one of the best familiars, if not the best familiar in the game. So it's freaking like, for the sole fact that it allows you to have technically every familiar at all times is crazy to me. But yeah, no. So that's, I don't know. I mean, other than that, I've been deliberating, trying to decide what I want to do with my life. I have a small job, doing a little bit of voice acting. I think I talked about it before, for, get this, an anime YouTuber that posts like top 10s on anime, and it's been very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, but I have been having difficulty being able to, being able to really get into it as much as I wished to, solely for the fact that I have had an ungodly amount of schoolwork, like legitimately more schoolwork than I think I should have. But it's due to the fact that I'm in senior year and I took on more classes than I should have that were difficult classes. And so, but yes, that is the gist of why I am now. Why is this taking so long? Oh, it must be a bigger charge shot. Ooh, that's good. Resting sync is always fun. But yeah, so why am I buying of Isaac, you may ask? Oh, I've been getting a lot more into certain games such as BTD6, which if I can get working on here, you know for a fact I am playing BTD6. Like, you have no clue how hype I am to possibly play BTD6, because that game would be so fun to record. And truth be told, there's not a whole lot of people that do record on YouTube. It's a very niche game, not because it's a bad game, but because it isn't, you know, it's an untouched market for some reason. Like, Jerome ASF plays it, and a few other YouTubers that aren't as big as him. But like, let's be real, BTD6 is BTD5 is like the OG game that I ever played on YouTube. Like, it was my game, you know? And so I legitimately am super, super hyped to play it, you know? This is not going to work for me. I have to tap it as soon as she drops. Hold on. There we go. What's in Boss Rush? Are those the only two items? Neither of those is good. Neither of those is worth it. Let's just go to... Oh, I already went for that one. No, I'm not doing Boss Rush right now. I'm too tired. Sorry, guys. But no, yeah, I can't even remember what I was talking about. But so, yeah, I've really been enjoying that. But yeah, a little bit on a real talk. So the whole depression thing isn't as serious as it may seem. Of course, it's always an important talk to have, and it always has to be an important thing to discuss, because depression's no joking matter in a lot of times. And especially with this generational situation in which people's thinking is really kind of skewed towards the fact that, you know, oh, depression is just it's not just a feeling, it's like everyone has depression. Oh, I listen to Billie Eilish had depression. It's like, no, legitimately, this generation is far more depressed in a lot of ways than past generations, because we have a lot more time on our hands and a lot less meaning in the things we do and the words we say, you know? It's like before people had these things that they would, you know, like before people didn't have no purpose. And a lot of issues with nowadays, like generation, is that there is no purpose to what we do, and it's all based on being fake. And before, you could legitimately, you know, tell somebody if you're feeling off or if you're having issues, you could just tell them, yeah, I got it rough right now, I need some help. And now it's almost as if that's a sin. Like, you know, you're not supposed to tell people about your problems, and unless of course they're fake problems and you're legitimately just trying to get attention. And then, oh sure, that is perfect to do, you know, tell everyone about your issues. And usually the issues aren't real, and people that legitimately have depression most of the time don't feel comfortable discussing it because it's a very personal matter. I know I kept my issues secret for legitimately years. For about 8 years of my life, I had a very, very bad issue with depression and anxiety, and I didn't tell anyone about it, because I felt like I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want anyone to have to worry about me, and so I went heavily into that state of just, oh, I can take care of myself. And I finally found what I was supposed to do, who I was supposed to be, you know, in terms of like figuring out dealing with my depression. And I found it through faith and what I believe. And I do believe in the Christian God. That is what I believe. I'm not putting that on anybody. You don't have to believe what I have to believe. I don't necessarily care. I mean, I do care for if you want to know more, but I'm not going to judge you based on what you believe. You know, that's your prerogative. And so I'm much more kind of like laid back, as if I don't think that fighting over beliefs is worth something, and I don't think that targeting somebody based on any of their beliefs, even if what they believe isn't something you believe, and especially if it's over something serious, you know, I don't think that like it's also lobbying people together is also a very bad thing in my opinion. That's just me, it's all just conjecture. But yeah, so that's how I dealt with my depression, and I coped with it was through that. And I probably should have gone to a therapist and gotten meds because I still have issues, but I was afraid of it. I still am afraid of it, and I need to get over that. But if I do get the chance to do therapy, I will, don't worry. But I've been doing a lot better in terms of like, you know, like I was having a lot of stress recently over something, and stayed up super late till 3 a.m. because I was terrified, super anxious about it. And you know what I did? I legitimately just called my girlfriend at 3 a.m. and she picked up, and she just it was the funniest thing. I legitimately was just like, hey, I need you just to talk. Just legitimately, just whatever, just please, just talk is what I said. And kid you not, for about 40 minutes, she talked about whatever was on her mind. She told me about her day. At first I said, just tell me about your day. And she's like, I don't really remember my day from yesterday. And it was funny because it was 3:30 and she wasn't supposed to be awake, but I woke her up. And she's like, no, you didn't wake me up. And I know I did. But that's besides the point. And so it's 3:30 and she legit just starts telling me about her Animal Crossing adventures, and she may be slightly addicted. It's not a bad addiction, it's just a little bit of an addiction. And so she told me about her Animal Crossing adventures and what she did, the fact that she had to remodel her house a couple of times, and just some funny things. And I just laughed, and for the first time I felt okay in a long time, and I hadn't felt that way in so long. You know, it had been so long since I had felt okay with where I was and who I was, you know. And so it just made me feel human again, I guess. So that's why I decided to do this. It's because I feel like I'm at the point where I can be that person that I'm supposed to be and be who I am. You know, legitimately get down to who and what I want to be, not just, you know, not just what I was supposed to be, what I want to be, who I want to strive to be. I'm being a lot better with it, I think, I hope. And so that's where I am right now. It's already kind of personal, but I mean, it is my channel. But I don't know. Oh, his stupid getting so many red chests. What did I get that made me open the red chest so much? I haven't played this game in so long, I can't remember. Well, while the fact that now that we're nearing the end of the run, now would be a good time to say, hey, if you have any suggestions for videos or anything that you want me to do now that I'm back, if anyone out there is really listening and wants to, message me, tell me, say, hey, put it in the comments. I am all open. I'm willing to talk about legitimately anything because I want to hear from you guys. I want to be connected in a way that I wasn't connected before. And so that's why I don't know. I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world for me if you could just, you know, hear me out, I guess. What the heck? I'm getting sappy. Also, not a single freaking one of those chests was the chest I needed and or wanted. Which is slightly infuriating, but that's okay. I just need Guppy. I've been getting so many red chests and I have not been getting Guppy, and I'm so close to the Guppy transformation. I'm right on the edge. And I do not know why I'm not getting it, and I'm kind of pissed, but that's okay. But yeah, so that's where I am. Again, I would really appreciate it if y'all could just give me something to go by, something to work by, you know. I am all ears on anything y'all have, and always will be, because I don't know, you're in my corner, so I feel like I can be in yours. I my own ability. Oh my gosh. Is that Judas' Shadow? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I have not played this game in so long, and it feels really good to run. Of course I was cheating, so I was playing as Azel, but still fun. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that, please like, really do comment. I know people say this a lot. Like, comment, and if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate throwing a subscribe my way. You don't have to. I would enjoy it. I would really like it, but just so that if you want to, you can watch some more of my content. Thank you so much for watching and coming back. And I'll see you all in the next video.